How to Train Your Dragon is officially releasing tomorrow. However, Regal had an early fan release again, and it was packed. Now, the big question going into this movie is, are you going to feel the same that you did in 2010 when the original came out? Honestly, at that time, I was a freshman in high school, and I thought it was an okay movie. That's just me. I was a freshman. But overall, after watching it again, I think it is a good movie. With this remake, you're going to see that the director did an excellent job of keeping a storyline with minimal changes, but bringing you more of a live visual of the movie. I think this live action is definitely going to please some viewers that are skeptical, but there are also going to be viewers that view it as a cash grab. That's understandable. Now, before we go further in, I've made my expectations and I've made my opinion very clear that I think live action movies, especially in this day and age, are not very good. I think Moana, when the live action comes out, I think for me that is a cash grab. I thought Snow White was absolutely abysmal. And then you look at our recent release of Lilo and Stitch, and I thought that was done well. And so my real concern going into a movie like this is when you are looking at what is going to be put on screen versus the original, you're really looking for those details and that feeling that you had as a kid. And I think when it comes to this movie, they did just enough that will keep everybody satisfied. There are people that have already called it a cash grab. I've already read the reviews that have been out earlier, and some people feel that way. But let's get right into it. When you're looking at the characters, I will say the first half of the movie is kind of slow. I feel like the pacing is off a bit. And so you're trying to get into it and keep everything positive in your mind. But I feel like the first half of the movie is slow. I don't really know if it's the character dynamic. I don't know if the situations are a lot different in the live action compared to the original. I think when you're looking at a cartoon, you are able to see it from a different perspective. And I think DreamWorks does a great job of highlighting that. But overall, aside from that, the visuals, I think having this as a live action definitely improves what you saw in 2010. By adding the live action, the visuals are perfect. They're done very well. It gives you more of an appreciation of what you saw in the cartoon. And that is something that is a big positive. I also think that when you're looking at the characters in their overall feelings and their overall performance, it fits what you would expect. With Hiccup and Astrid, the only thing I would say there, I felt like the chemistry was off a little bit. Not in any way that's a bad way, but it just didn't feel in certain situations that they were, I don't want to say the word vibing, but it almost felt like they were forcing a little bit of what they were doing. And I think that is a little bit of a problem, but I think it all settles out. It all settles out towards the end and in the movie, and it makes it okay. So that's not a problem that I look at overall. You have Gerard Butler, who does an excellent job in a lot of things that he is in, and he continues to do that as well. And I really think what this allows you to do is get that feeling of seeing Toothless and Hiccup and seeing their relationship build, the trust, and overall how basically those two are redefining what it means to be a Viking and a dragon. And that is done well. And no matter what I say, people are going to flock to the theater. This is going to be a big release, I think. And it is worth the watch. This is something, as I said, that is going to please a lot of people. I think even those that are on the fence are going to find some enjoyment out of it. What I would really recommend you do before you go and watch this movie is watch the original again. Now, it's a Wednesday night. We're here for this early release, so it's a little bit later. But I think overall, my rating for this movie is a 4.3 out of 5. This did enough to keep me satisfied as a live action. It was done well. I think everything about this movie, I don't want to say lived up to my expectations, but I would say exceeded them. Because, as I've said, I've been very critical of live action movies, and I think this is done well enough where everybody will leave happy. Now, make sure to go check it out when it comes out. It actually releases tomorrow. I know my local Regal has a lot of movie times available for it. So make sure you go check this out when it comes out. Stay tuned for more reviews. There will be more reviews coming. Make sure to hit the subscribe button. We are approaching 600 subscribers, and I am grateful for every one of you. Stay tuned for more reviews. Check out the old ones, and I will talk to you all later.